Stop right there, anti-furries, furry haters, or anyone who has ever misjudged the fandom, or who has judged the fandom. Alright? You might want to hear this, because you might be more furry than you think. What is going on, everybody? It's Wolf here, and I'm back with a brand new video. Today, I'm going to talk about something that not many people think about when it comes to the furry fandom or furry culture. Alright, so what am I on about now? Alright, because just not too long ago I made a video on the LGBTQ and all this and how to support, right? Not too long ago, right? But this one is different, much different. Because it talks about the furry fandom and in the furry fandom and outside of the furry fandom, alright? But have you furry haters or anyone who has judged the furry fandom ever thought about this? Let's dive deep into something that not many people talk about or even think about, because it's quite obvious. So in the furry fandom, right, you gotta understand what a furry is at first, alright? So what a furry is, right? What is it? A furry is a anthropomorphic animal. An animal with human-like features, like walking, talking, wearing clothing sometimes, you know? The list goes on what, you know, a furry could wear or do. But let's go into something else for a moment, alright? Let's talk about Mickey Mouse, for example, alright? What is Mickey Mouse? He is a talking mouse, right? He wears clothes. And if you strip away the name for a moment and just look at what Mickey Mouse is, he is a anthropomorphic mouse. That's an anthropomorphic animal. What is an anthropomorphic animal? Remember, that's a furry. Alright? Now let's look at Hello Kitty. Alright? What is Hello Kitty? She is a cat, right? A cat that seemingly walks on two legs and talks and wears clothing, like a furry. And if you look at the show, the popular show Bluey, right? One of my personal favorites. Alright? Let's look at Bluey now, right? What is Bluey? Bluey is talking and walking dog, right? Remember, furry is an anthropomorphic animal, an animal with human-like features, like such as walking on two legs and talking and wearing clothing. Bluey represents that pretty well, because they're, you know, anthropomorphic dogs who walk on two legs and talk. Sometimes you'll casually see them wearing clothing. So, let's look at something else that might kind of trigger some of you on the other side of different kind of fandom, right? Let's look at Five Nights at Freddy's, or even Poppy Playtime. In Five Nights at Freddy's, you have these characters, right? You have Freddy, who's a bear. You have Bonnie the rabbit, right? Well, if you don't take the concept of Five Nights at Freddy's into consideration and you just look at their designs are very much, well, anthropomorphic animals. And that's furry at heart. So if you're like, not really thinking right now, please, rewatch the video and think to yourself, do I like Mickey Mouse? Do I like Hello Kitty? Do I like playing Five Nights at Freddy's? Do I like playing Poppy Playtime? Poppy Playtime is another one, because you have this spider, right, named Mommy Longlegs, right? And as I said, anthropomorphic animals, but that's not the limitation here. It also goes as far as insects too, or even, you know, let's say some kind of insect dog hybrid, right? Some kind of spider dog hybrid. That's furries. So Mommy Longlegs is technically furry, if you really think about it. And you also have many other characters in Poppy Playtime, such as that cat. I don't know the name of it. I've definitely seen them around. But if you look at that cat, right? You know the little blue one? That looks like a normal cat, right? Well, he talks, and that's a furry trait. So that means he's an anthropomorphic cat, right? So, with all this, you might be more furry than you actually think you are. Well, at least at heart. not saying that, I'm not claiming or putting any titles on you. I'm just saying that you're furry at heart, alright? So just stop and watch this video, furry haters, anti-furries, and anyone who has judged fandom. So yeah, if you take all this into consideration, you know, the anthropomorphic animals, Mickey Mouse, Hello Kitty, Bluey, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Poppy Playtime, you might be furry at heart, alright? And I'm not calling you furry outright. I'm just saying that you're furry at heart, even if you don't want to accept it. If you don't want to accept that, then that's fine. I'm not out here trying to throw labels on anybody or trying to claim someone as something that they're not. But I just want you to stop and think for a moment, alright? Because the furry fandom in the last few years, I've been part of the furry fandom ever since I was 5 to 6 years old. No wait, 10 to 13, sorry. That's my YouTube channel. I know it's I've been part of the furry fandom ever since I was 10 to 13 years old, right? And I actually have a story behind why I'm a furry. Alright? My story consists of me being actually, surprisingly, an anti-furry. I heard the word furry around for a bit when I was like at least like 9 to 11 or 12 or so, right? And this was a week before my birthday, which is July 10th. So, this. At first I was an anti-furry. I've been hearing furry around. Sorry. I've been hearing furry around, and I'm like, I do not like that. This seems weird to me. I'm gonna hate on it, alright? But then, one day my curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to look up what a furry looked like. And once I did, I felt bad for these innocent characters and these innocent people who just wanted to express themselves, right? In the form of this. So, that being said, what happened after? Well, surprisingly, a week later, and probably a bit past my birthday, I joined the furry fandom. Now, I've been a part of the furry fandom for at least 5 to 8 years now. So, with all this being said, right, you gotta really stop and think on what I just said, alright? About Mickey Mouse, Hello Kitty, and Bluey, and even Five Nights at Freddy's and Poppy Playtime. Come after me, FNAF fans and Poppy Playtime fans, come after me. I do not care. Because what I'm saying is the truth, alright? On my channel, and with my subscribers, the pack, I am all around about spreading positivity and being very, very truthful and trying not to spread any lies, alright? And I want to keep everything as authentic as possible. Sorry about my stuttering here. I kind of have a speech problem, alright? But that's not the biggest topic right now. The biggest topic is what I'm on about right now. The furry fandom and all the furry haters and anti-furries and, you know, anyone who has judged the furry fandom. Alright, so, as I said, stop to think before you speak, and think deeply to yourself, do I like Mickey Mouse? Do I like Hello Kitty? Do I like playing Five Nights at Freddy's? Do I like playing Poppy Playtime? Anyways, everybody, that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and share. Anyways, guys, it's Wolfie, and I'm out. Peace!